10. We have commit. We have...
Mention Canaveral and Marin Island, and many people imagine space exploration, the exciting countdown, the thrilling liftoff. But another quality of space here is almost a secret from outsiders. The space can be secluded as gentle breezes caress miles of primitive beach, or endangered sea turtles struggle from their leathery eggs. This space can also be boisterous as tropical blossoms, aromas waft on humid air, and insects noisily approve.
Well, the brochure is an iconic part of the National Park Service experience. It's the piece of information that you often get when you arrive at the park, and it's got key details about that park visit, including maps, including history, including photos. But of course, it's a component that is largely visual in nature, and that makes it difficult for visitors that are visually impaired to experience this brochure, this key part of the national park experience. And so that's part of where we wanted to get involved with creating this audio-described version of the brochure for Canaveral.
We were inspired to start this audio description project by visiting the LEAD conference put on by the Kennedy Center. This is a leadership exchange and arts and disability conference that happens every year, where we met Michelle Hartley from Harper's Ferry with the Media Center of the National Park Service. And she told us about this amazing project called UniDescription that is a collaboration with the University of Hawaii. And that was their mission, was to produce audio-described brochures for the National Park Service.
Thought that it was a great platform. I had all the structure in place to be able to do something like this, as long as we just had to kind of dedicate some time to creating the content, editing it, preparing it for the platform.
There is an entire team of people that are a part of this project to make it a reality. It includes our wonderful students from the Conklin Davis Center for Visually Impaired. There are about 20 students, high school age, that work with us on this project, recording sounds for sound design of the audio brochure, as well as recording voiceover narration for it. We also have assistants from Stetson University undergraduate that are helping us with producing alt text or alternative text in those descriptions, doing voiceovers, as well as 2 classes from the digital arts department at Stetson University that are working on sound design as well as field recording and collecting sounds. We're taking our time with it, but it is taking us about 3 months to put it together, and it's such an amazing experience for everyone to be able to contribute to a real-world project.
So in January, we had an excursion where we worked with the kids to actually have them be essentially voice actors. So some of the kids from Young Sound Seekers actually went into a small studio in a quiet space and recorded text from the brochure in their own voices, so that we actually have them speaking the text that you find in the brochure. It's good for them to have a sense of ownership and have a sense of involvement in this project. We've been doing all this work with these kids who are blind and visually impaired at Canaveral, doing excursions, doing activities, and so then for them to be able to contribute something that gives back and helps make that experience of visiting Canaveral more inclusive, more inviting in the future, I think is something that was hopefully really rewarding for them.
We wanted the voices of everyone. So we were able to have voices of all of the kids that are involved, as well as our undergraduate students here at Stetson University, in addition to my voice and my co-director, Dr. Nathan Wallach. We're all represented in this brochure. And I think that's really important for not only representation, but to feel like we're contributing something to this community. We were also gifted a visit by two of our mentors in the accessibility community. One is Annie Leist from the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, as well as Rebecca McGinnis from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Both work in this field, and Annie was one of the field testers when it came to this UniDescription project. So she was able to visit with us and talk to our group about how important audio description is and why this is such an important project for us.
In February, we went with the kids back to Canaveral and did some gathering of sounds from our list of sounds that are mentioned in the brochure. So actually having the kids go out and do some of the field recording themselves, in addition to my students in my field recording class here at Stetson doing field recording about that same time, that helped us build up our little mini sound library that we could use for the brochure. In terms of making sure that we told the story of Canaveral and made it feel like you were there, I think it was important to actually grab sounds at Canaveral and have those be what we used as part of our sound design. You know, it'd be a very different product if we were just using stock sounds from somebody else's sound library. It's another thing for us to actually go out and gather those sounds and have that be part of the sound design that is part of this audio brochure. So it feels more true, more real to the actual Canaveral experience to have sounds that we know we've sourced from the park itself.
This entire project was built around mentorship on every level, and our artist in residence named Perry Lynch Howard, she was able to take a day with our group and talk to them about how she records as a professional, give them tips, and then actually go out with groups and field record right there at our visit.
In March, we actually had the kids come here to Stetson, and we used our digital arts lab to have them work on creating their own little sound designed vignettes based on the text that they recorded in January and the sounds that they had recorded in February. So actually giving them some firsthand experience trying their hand at sound designing a little bit of audio storytelling, if you will, for the brochure.
Hi, my name's Aiden Sullivan. My favorite thing about working on this UniDescription project was getting to use the things I've been learning in school in a semi-professional environment, and getting to understand the process of a long-term project and working with others on something that I want to be doing in my future.
Hi, I'm Brandon Rogers. My favorite part about this project is being able to do something to help those with needs of accessibility. It's something that hits close to home for me, so being able to contribute to something like this really means a lot. And I think it's something that creates quite an impact in the community, and I hope this is something that more people could work on for the betterment of everyone.
Definitely like to thank the National Park Service for all their support of young sound seekers over the years. I'd like to thank our rangers at Canaveral National Seashore, especially for their continuing commitment to all of the soundscape work that we keep doing out there, and really elevating the importance of that to the conversation about what the Seashore is about.
I love seeing how the world is becoming more accessible, how there is a deeper inclusion and representation of all walks of life, regardless of abilities, and it's just really wonderful that all these communities can come together to create something that will have lasting impact and be available on a mobile app. It will be available online, so it's available globally, and it's just a really beautiful thing to be able to contribute to that and help the national parks in this endeavor, because all of the brochures are not audio described, and that's what we're contributing to.